This guy gets to the ballpark, couple egg sandwiches.
I started doing this toe tap, kind of like Michael Young.
Honestly, like you were a part of history in like baseball mechanics.
I've thought about this. You know, it's crazy you say that because to me, it's the way I was raised to watch it.
I think we just get right into it. We're rolling everywhere. All right. Not a baseball field today at all. We're here, episode 6, Ball 5, not a baseball podcast, but actually it is presented by Baseball Lifestyle 101 with the man, the myth, the legend, this guy. You want to talk, I mean, from a global marketing standpoint.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
I mean, the way, how you doing?
Do you have a rangefinder, by the way? He was asking for a rangefinder. You found
Oh,
one?
okay. Thanks.
I don't even know what a rangefinder is.
You know, but the way the way you break down the sport, for me, is like, it's like, well, I could watch it for hours.
I appreciate it.
No, it's amazing.
You know, it's crazy you say that because to me, it's the way I was raised to watch it. My dad was, we watched
By the way, we could swing too.
Yeah, my dad, every Yankee game.
Okay.
Channel 11, WPIX, Phil Rizzuto on the call. I watched 162 Yankee games every year. And I didn't watch them like a normal guy. My dad would always give me like, hey, what do you think he's going to throw here? Would you start the runners here? Would you, like, he was kind of constantly grinding me through the game.
Yeah.
So it helps now.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, he was literally teaching you how to be a ball player.
Bobby
That's
Witt
awesome.
Jr. This guy gets to the ballpark, couple egg sandwiches, goes the opposite way. Bro, see the belt buckle like this. It's amazing.
The global marketing
But
standpoint
hey,
is nuts.
growing up here, you're telling me we didn't like study body
but see,
movements
that's
and
why-
reading the room.
For me, that's why I can watch it all day long, because it's like you speak the language. It's like a lot of these guys are like, wow, the way that the hips move and the launch, like it's just very that ball tattooed right.
Yeah, I try and take you inside how we talk in the locker room.
It's just my favorite clip of all time is you talking about Shohei Ohtani as like a marketing
And you went,
yeah, you go, if I'm from a global marketing standpoint with Shohei Ohtani, I'm just.
are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
There's nothing he can't do.
No, he can't.
And it's funny, I saw him when he was 16 years old. One of my first gigs at the network, I was calling, they sent like a friendly like U.S. team over there to play some friendly matches and games. And I was calling those games at 3 in the morning from the network in sweatpants with 8 zins in my mouth.
But you loved it.
I loved it.
You loved it.
And I remember him coming into the game at 16 and being like, oh my God, he's the best player on the field. So I called a couple of GMs the next morning, guys I had played for. Yeah. And I was like, you on this Ohtani guy? And they're like, dude, we've been on him since he was 9. Like they were well aware. Yeah.
But how do you become aware? Who's making that phone call? You know what I'm saying?
Some Pacific Rim scouts out there going, we got a freak.
Just in the weeds.
That's
You're going
bizarre.
to the grocery store. They're looking at guys who's working at the grocery store.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Like I watch the way guys move.
Yeah, they got it.
Right?
Because there's a difference between a baseball player and a ball player.
I've heard you talk about
No, but
that.
I'm serious. No, it's the truth.
And you need a roster of both.
Yeah,
You need the ball players to push the talent.
Yeah, 100%.
And the talent to teach the ball player,
players are
hey, you're not that good.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm saying.
Like us, we weren't
yeah, the
ball
ball
we weren't
players,
good.
but we did shit the right way.
Right.
That's how, hey, and you could kind of ride the mountain, right?
100%.
In high school, I was a dude, and then in the big leagues, I was a ball player
Right.
picking up scraps.
Yeah, but that's, you got to, yeah, I mean, that's why it's great to have you out, because you just get it. You really just speak the language. Let's hit some balls, all right? Let's see the swing. I haven't swung since last
God,
year.
I haven't been playing in a while.
Are you a mechanic guy?
No, I am. My game is I heard Brooks Koepka say a long time ago to overpower the golf course. So that's what I try and do. I try and hit as far as I can. I'd rather have 9 iron out of the rough than like 6 iron in the middle of the fairway.
There you go.
Right.
What does that mean to you?
I don't speak the golf language. Anything you say, it's like Chinese.
Try and hit it as far as you can. Okay. Drive for show, putt for dope. My problem is I have a disease to chipping.
Yeah, you can't do it.
I can't do it.
You got commitment issues? Is that what? Because that's what usually happens.
I don't get why I can't chip, but it's been my bugaboo from day one.
Now let's break this down. Let's see where the hips are going.
You want to break this down?
This is
First
the
swing of the
first
day.
swing of the day.
Yeah, first swing of the day.
Let's go.
Now stop right there. Pause that for me. You see how he's set up like the Bermuda Triangle? I got it. Yeah, that's just melted.
That was melted.
Sandbag.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
It's all downhill. From
Right out of traffic. Is that?
Well, I was first swing. I was following you with the Nicky Breaks 90.
Yeah. Nice.
No,
Nice.
we're getting some good.
Mark, I'm gonna need you to
good
break
traction on that. That's been a good one. Your kids are playing travel ball, no?
Nick,
My
heads up,
son,
man.
I coach
don't know
my
where this
son's
is gonna go.
15U travel ball team. Yep, on the weekends. I mean, at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, you got to get that club back to that position. Whatever it takes, I don't care what it looks
Can you
like.
break down my swing when I go?
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
At some point, you just got to will it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I spend so much time looking at like the YouTube guys. And then I get out there and I'm like,
I'm never going to be able to keep. I remember pausing the TV when Dustin Johnson was in his prime, like at the top of his swing, and I tried to get in that position.
yeah, me too. I'd be in front of my TV like this.
He did it like that?
It was like this was bowed, this was straight all the way back. It's like impossible for my body to get in.
Yeah, like you know what else he did? John Rahm is like that too. Yeah. But like the way, it's almost like our bodies weren't meant to get.
If you're Italian.
If you're not flexible and Italian,
right?
Our bodies weren't meant to get to the position to hit a golf ball pure. But those guys, yeah, at some point I watched the YouTube
So you
guys.
got a narrow setup. You're a little wider.
Yeah, but he's tall.
Is that what it is?
I've always had narrow. I stood narrow in the box too.
Nick, that's.
Yeah. Nah, it's
All right.
bad. Nah, it's bad.
Let me get some critique.
Go ahead.
I need critique because I do want to start.
But what he's saying is he don't know. Like he's just be an athlete and hit it.
Get that club back to that position.
Mark.
Are you interlocking your hands?
What?
Or are you just holding it like a
I'm
baseball
holding like
bat?
a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Interlock.
You got to make two hands become one in this game. So you either got to overlap, pinky.
Is that what you do? Because I do this.
I lay it on top.
I lay it on top.
Is that what he's talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
That feels weird.
I know.
Of course it feels weird.
I know it does.
You're two hand in the. Yeah,
ahead.
that's.
I'm listening.
No, go ahead.
I was always a big believer hands will set you free.
Okay.
But in this game, sometimes it works against you.
All right, let's see where this is gonna go. Lucas, heads up. I have no idea.
All right.
I mean, you got it airborne.
Let me ask you this.
Give it to me.
Been around a lot of different ball players, baseball players, studs.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there something with the greats that's all consistent within all of them in the game? Because in baseball it's different. Because in baseball there's guys that don't care at all, and they could get out of the car and just go 4 for 4 and then go home like it doesn't matter. Football you can't do that. Basketball you can't do
I
that.
felt like with the great players I played with, they were maniacal about their routine.
Okay.
Like, I'd show up to the yard at say 1:30, and things could get in the way. A card game could get in the way. I might need a shower,
Right.
a hot cold session. If the boys were going to hang out in a hot tub, I'm in.
Yeah.
Where the greats were maniacal about their preparation leading up to the game. It was the same thing every single
162 games.
I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
I had such massive respect for the guys who hit like 3 in my generation. Now it's 2-3, but guys who hit 3-4.
Yeah.
I never drove to the park, very rarely feeling like I had to carry the city.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Where these guys,
Counting on D-Roll.
yeah, every day I watched Chipper Jones and Buster Posey and those type of guys. Those guys have to show. But the consistency is what makes them great, right?
Yeah.
Like I always felt like I was matchup based. We rolled into a 3-game set against 3 lefties. I'd be like, guys, get on my back for this one. I got you. But over the course of a full year, you know, that's not happening.
But do you think, like with guys like Posey, Joe, like Chip, do they love it? Or are they doing it?
They're obsessed with being great.
Yeah, that's what it is. So it wouldn't matter if baseball, wouldn't matter nothing. I mean, that's
You just have a great shot, Mark.
you know what I'm saying? Or was it ball?
Yeah, I think they found, you know, I think for me,
What? I mean, how does that even happen?
I don't know.
Are you focused?
Pulling your head?
I might be. I got to keep my eye on the ball.
I mean, I thought I was maniacal about it, right? It's all I thought about as a kid, how to get better. And especially at the big league level where you need to be the best self-evaluator. You should know kind of where you stand, right? So I was very good at kind of knowing how I added value to a roster and tried to like amplify that as much as I could.
Yeah.
I followed those guys around. Like Chipper used to say things to me about how to hit that I couldn't execute in the game, right?
Yeah.
Then I went to Texas, and Rudy Jaramillo, the hitting coach there, taught me how to I started doing this toe tap, kind of like Michael Young, where he said, you never get anything into your backside. So I always hit as a kid, I always hit like this, and I'm just sticking my nose in and fighting, right? Yeah. But I never, nothing, you see all these guys now, something goes back to go forward.
Right.
So once I learned that, then I started executing some of the stuff that Chipper was showing me.
So Chip was kind of like explaining like a feel versus real.
He would take me into the video room when I was younger, and he would just show me how to game plan for that night. That pitcher, what does he throw? Last 5 starts, what does he throw? Runners and
Did that overwhelm you?
No, I love it.
You love that
it.
kind of stuff.
That's how I grew up watching the game. So I was an educated guesser. You know, you never really come off the fastball, but there's moments where you kind of do.
Yeah.
But he was just big on looking up video of guys he thought that pitcher would compare him to, how they would attack him. And he was.
So he would have been a different
kind of like
monster.
the Tom Brady. You hear him say, "I played the game before the game happened." That's how he was.
Those are dudes, though.
Yeah, nonstop.
No, it's
Obsessed with
nonstop.
it.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Then, you know, some guys, Chipper was more obsessed with the mental side. Pujols was obsessed with the physical side, like constantly in the cage, like looking for that little edge.
Yeah, I mean, he was.
His numbers are.
It's insane.
For my generation, he was the best.
Yeah, insanity. But we don't talk about numbers on the show.
Yeah, no stats.
I wish we could.
Yeah, but he was.
No numbers. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Shout out Pujols.
Shout out Albert.
Yeah, shout out Albert. Let me ask you this. Has nothing to do with baseball at all.
Give it to me.
Tomorrow morning you wake up and you're given clean slate. You could have whatever day you want to have, eat whatever the heck you want to eat. What are you doing? What's a day? Time doesn't exist, meaning if you you could go from this place to that place, boom. No air travel, nothing.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I'm waking up on some type of island, taking an immediate dip in the ocean.
Yeah.
First thing.
Immediate.
I
What
need,
time?
I need
What time?
salt water. Okay. I'm an early riser. I like the morning.
Okay, what time?
7:30, I'm up.
7:30.
Yeah.
I would have thought you would have said 6.
No, 7:30, and I want to get out of bed immediately 2 steps into the
right.
sand.
Yeah. Okay.
Come up
Yeah, do one of these. There's nothing, honestly.
and come off huge cup of Joe.
Yeah. But there's nothing like jumping into the water. Little breeze when you come out.
And you feel the sand like a little bit in
Feel
your
the
hair.
sand.
Perfect day. All right.
So you just did that.
Yeah, what are you doing
Let's
after
get
that?
let's get a light workout in.
light
Just a light one. Just at least we touched it.
A little
for,
sweat.
for the mental.
For the mental.
That's
Maybe
it.
get the lats fired up a little
Yeah.
bit. A couple rear delts.
I'm a big breakfast guy. You know this from the show. So I want huge omelet station, the whole deal.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit
What are you
there.
throwing in
What's
that
in the
omelet?
omelet?
Throw
Yeah,
me the
what's in the
omelet.
omelet? Egg white, normal
No,
yellow?
we're going normal. We're going normal. We're going ham and cheese, maybe
What
a
kind
little.
of cheese, Poppy? What kind of cheese, Poppy?
Yeah, I'll stay American.
Okay.
I want to taste it. I
Yeah.
feel like cheddar's got no taste.
I think in an but I think in an omelet
I've
you're
never
spot
heard
on.
that
on
take.
that.
Yeah,
No,
I
I've never
want
heard that
and
take.
an omelet, a burger that you
maybe
never
a little
get.
hot sauce.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe some fruit.
Cheddar's only good if you eat it just as is.
No veggies in there?
No veggies.
Okay.
No
yeah.
veggies.
A couple chopped onions don't hurt.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Diced onions.
All right, then we're probably going to play golf at some point.
Then you go get out there.
Yeah, we got to go play golf at some point.
So omelet. So dip in the pool.
Dip in the ocean. Come out.
Omelet.
Light workout.
Light sweat.
Yep.
Light sweat. And then we carb load
Then we carb load
for the day. Then we
Little omelet.
go out and we play 18.
Okay.
Then we come back. We'll probably have a couple martinis out on the back back deck.
On the 19th hole.
On the 19th hole, have a couple martinis with the boys.
Yeah.
Talk shop.
Talk shop.
Then we'll probably fire up the jet and go to Italy for dinner.
That one came out of nowhere.
Then we end the night in Positano,
Exactly.
and that's it. I love Italy.
And we might be in bed by 10:30.
And we might be in bed by 10:30. That's a day.
That's a day.
Not for nothing. No wife or kids at all in that statement.
They're coming.
Wife and kids.
They're coming.
Okay, all right,
They're
good.
going to Italy.
They're going to Italy.
They're
yeah.
more than welcome.
They're coming to Italy.
We actually, over Easter, my wife and I have a 21-year-old daughter, a 15-year-old son, and we went up to the club to have a little brunch. I love the brunch with the Bloody Marys and the stalks and the shit coming out of it, you know?
Celery. Yeah.
And then after we're getting ready.
Sorry, I used to eat the celery out of my mom's Bloody Marys when I was young. Yeah. And nowadays that don't fly. Yeah. Nowadays that don't do well. But go ahead.
And then they were like, you know what? We should play a couple holes of golf, all four of us. Wow. And we had never done that. So I didn't know how it was going to go.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Swinging and missing, some grounders,
Yeah.
some good shots though.
Who out of your kids, who did the best?
My daughter hit some decent shots. My son plays.
Oh, okay.
He plays a little bit, so he's all right.
Now, do you have? Let me just paint this picture how I think it's going down in Georgia, right? Yeah. You guys probably got a little golf cart outside. You take the golf cart up to the club.
We used to do that.
Okay.
There's been a couple accidents lately, so we've since shelved the golf cart.
Yeah. All right. That kind of ruins the whole thing. So maybe we should get into something else.
No, okay. What's up, guys? Nick is currently taking a dump right now, and he was like, "Per, you got to do the ad break." So here I am doing the ad break. Right now, I'm wearing the BL 101 rain delay jacket. My second day in a row wearing it. Yesterday, pouring out here in New York, and I didn't feel a thing. Just bouncing off me. Rain delay jacket from BL. I wear BL every single day when I'm coaching, when I'm on the field, and every single kid that I coach. BL, ice cream shorts, drip, swag. So whether you're a parent, whether you're a coach, whether you're a player, shop BL 101. See you there. Your son, he plays 15U baseball.
Yeah.
Does he love it?
Loves
You
it.
coach him?
Loves it.
Loves it, but we'll see.
Right.
Like, he's got all the
that would
talent
be
in the
my
world. He's got a beautiful swing. He's a better offensive player than I was at the same time at 15. I was playing short. He's playing center. Little different. I think for me, looking back, watching him, I just want him to love it. I want him to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah, I look back to my childhood, like I really wanted it. Like I really came home from school and my idea of having fun was working on my hand-eye off the garage. My idea of having fun at night, I did this every night. I tell kids all the time, I used to lay in my living room with a baseball and just see how close I could get it to the ceiling every night, just working
that's why I
on
love you, Mark.
backspinning.
Mark, that's why I love
And
it.
I don't know if kids do it, I
do
don't.
that anymore. I still do it.
I still do it too.
I still do it.
Yeah.
And for me too, one that I used to. Lucas raised his hand. That's Lucas Berg for 3.
Shout out Lucas. Shout out
Lucas.
John.
Shout out
He's in
John.
California right
Shout
now.
out John
Shout out
in
John.
California.
Shout out Charlotte.
Charlotte. I used to. This is a little hack, honestly, for the kids at home too. Now with like YouTube and all that, I used to look up like Clayton Kershaw POV bullpen session, and I'd throw that on the TV, and I'd stand there, and like I would just like work on timing with like Clayton Kershaw. I go boom, Boom.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's a lost
They
art.
don't do that much.
They don't do none of that.
They don't do that much.
They
My
don't do none
son
of that.
is I put a cage in the house.
In the house.
In the house. Yeah, I told my wife, we'll see.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to ask him to hit,
sure,
right?
you gotta do it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
He lives in there.
Yeah.
He lives, when in doubt,
I got this,
he's
yes.
hitting off the.
Now
I
you
love
you,
that.
co- you
No, I
coach him
love
though?
it.
Is
I
your
coach
team?
his travel team. I don't coach the high school.
Yeah. Okay.
You get in his ass?
Yes and no. My dad got on my ass pretty.
Yeah.
My dad, I say this, he was the coolest dude I've ever been around. I lost him in 2012. Coolest dude I ever been around, except when it came to baseball. He was maniacal about it. It was what he loved. He was passionate. He knew the game inside and out, and he was tough on me about that. But he would always wrap it in a bow. He'd always be like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." I'm only hard on you because I see something special in you.
100%.
You know?
That's the way to do it.
So
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's great.
I feel like I take pieces of that,
Yeah.
but I think you got to read your kid, right? My kid's a little bit different than me. Yeah, I attack it a little. He's told me before. He goes, when I look down the right field line and I don't get a hit, I could see it all over your face. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to be? Like doing cartwheels when you pop up? Like of course I'm upset.
right.
I want you. I said to him, I said, Brooks, I literally want you to hit a homer every time you come to the plate.
For sure. But that's because
So-
that's out of love.
But he loves the game. That's what he's passionate about it, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. I mean, like you hear the stories about so many guys. That's what I love doing the TV and love the league. Not everybody just first rounder,
what I'm
just right
saying.
to the big leagues. It's like some dude was stocking Amazon shelves and gets there.
We had Kerry Carpenter on for the first
He
episode.
grinded.
Right. He was working 2 jobs.
Dick's Sporting Goods.
He
and
was
then
working
cleaning
at Dick's
golf
Sporting
carts.
Goods.
Now he's found something that works for him offensively.
what?
He always knew. I always said that too. I always knew, like, I got pop.
Yeah.
I can play D.
Yeah.
I seem to come through in big situations. Like there's things here to build off if we keep going.
Sure.
So I was always maniacal about that.
He came into the.
I know.
He got on the bar stool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
He's got the judge thing.
He's got
working.
the whole thing.
Which
I
is
don't-
good. Whatever unlocks you.
I know. For the life of me though, I don't understand. I don't know.
I'm getting. I understand the hip thing. If you set this thing back, which I never did, you almost can't go forward. You have to really want to
but-
come forward.
Okay, but you're in the box,
Yeah.
right? You got a million things to think about.
You're really not though.
You're supposed to simplify it, I think.
You're really not. When you're on the on deck circle, I was thinking 3 things.
Right.
Number 1, and the last thing I would always say, number 1, I wanted to get to the inside of my back leg. That was just me wanting to get loaded, right? Number 2, I wanted to take my bottom hand to the baseball. Like that was my big key. And I would knock the donut off and say, don't move your effing head.
Yeah.
Like, let everything happen around still eye.
Yeah,
Right,
always.
right, yeah.
Always, because a lot of guys too, when they try to get into their timing,
Their heads
they
moving.
come
They're,
up or
they're
they
bobbing
come
and
up, they
weaving,
come
right?
here,
And you
then
know
they're
it. The
down.
ball starts dancing on you. If you can lock the eyes in, kind of anything can kind of happen around
Right
that.
there,
Yeah.
100%. But what I'm saying to you is, you take it now. We throw something like this into the equation. I don't care if it works. I'm thinking about too many things in the box. No, but I mean, like, for real. I don't care how many reps. If I'm in here, right, and now I got to think about activating
He's just
my
upset 'cause
ass.
he hasn't done it.
But
He hasn't
if you activate your ass one time and you hit a ball like you've never hit it before,
You're gonna do it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
you-
do it.
you're in.
But
Right.
now we're doing all this.
That I don't get. I'm understanding the lower half. I don't get that. I don't get
when
that.
I see guys in the on deck circle, and they're here and they're, I'm like, what is that?
Well, it's all kind of how you were taught and what you believe in, right? Like I said earlier, I was a big believer in my hands. And I felt like I had good hands.
Yeah.
So I could take these anywhere and they could bail me out.
Dude.
So for me to give up hands, it's tough for me to.
Yeah, well, that's what
But hats off to Kerry Carpenter. Hats off to, I mean, Aaron Judge is Babe Ruth,
no, it's,
bro.
no,
Yeah.
it's. I wish we could talk about stats on the show, but that guy. I mean, yeah, he's big, he's athletic.
He has
but
found
He's
something.
found something. He's on a different. You know. It's,
And that blows my mind because to think of the pressure he plays with in that city, The fans are paying it. They're not paying a ticket to come see anybody else.
sure.
Yeah, they love the
you know
Yankees,
what?
but they want to see
You
99.
meet him. He's the
best.
he's.
That's why he's the captain.
That's what. But like that takes that's a in here thing. That's not a skill thing. The thing I always come back to when all this started happening. I mean, you were honestly like you were a part of history in like baseball mechanics. When Josh Donaldson came in. No, I'm serious.
I know.
You gotta
When
make
he-
that clip.
Why do you think I did it, Nick?
When he came in and he goes, you know what they call ground balls in the big leagues? Those are outs.
And he's not wrong.
And he's not wrong.
But then, since the shift's gone away, it's changed a little bit.
But when he was talking hitting and like the way that he was explaining it, it was like day one for all this other stuff. I mean,
But what I love about Josh is he was willing to bet on
for
himself
100%.
and try something so outside the box that I don't even think he did half the things he talked
That's
about.
what I'm saying.
But that's a feel reel, I think, too.
So I had Josh. I knew him forever because he was a first rounder, kind of sandwich pick out of Auburn with the Cubs, and I was with the Cubs in big. I had just signed, and here comes this brash, brazen, young first round pick, and he's the loudest guy in the room, and I'm like, I got to meet this guy, like get to know him. So I got to know him, and I was like, hey, dude, just for a minute. Yeah. I know you're coming, but at some point, but you could see the talent. Yeah. You could see it. It was gonna, if he believed, and God kept working.
I remember he said in some video, I think when he was with the Blue Jays, he was like, I'm swinging and I'm pretending that the ball's not even there. Yeah. I heard that, and I'm like, in BP, like, okay, pretend the ball's not even there. I swung and missed every swing.
Yeah.
Like for some guys, like
that was a
stuff
mental
just
thing
kinda
for him. I studied
makes sense.
his mental coach. I forgot what his
I'm
name
running into the ball. What are you
Bobby
talking about?
Tewksbury.
You're running into the ball. I'm over here about to run into the pitcher.
I know, it's the truth.
What were you saying?
Bobby Tewksbury or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
His
I see.
mental coach, or he said something along the line. It was a part of like the visualization piece. You never tap in the mental side?
This stuff all came after we
But
were
see, I think
on.
for a guy like you,
I would have loved to play in today's game.
think?
Yeah, I wanted the answers to the test.
yeah.
I would have liked the shapes of everything, the traject machine, to take a full BP off whoever that night's pitcher was underneath for 45 minutes. I mean, it would have been huge. But this stuff's exploding now compared to.
Let me ask you
What we
this.
saw.
I'm very curious on what you think about this. I think guys are training too much. I think the amount of available recovery and programs for in-season, off-season. I think.
I used to put it away.
Yeah, you talk to we just had Todd Frazier on, and he says all the time, yeah, I would just I'd eat a chipwich and then I do obliques. I just do Russian twists, maybe 4 or 5 sets of Russian twists, maybe a couple times a week, and that was it.
I was different. Yeah, what is your? I got after it in the off season hard, but we lift during the season. I watched Jeff Bagwell bench press 315 at like 1 in the morning in
nuts.
Houston one night because we used to use their weight room. Right now now sometimes they have separate weight rooms. We used to have to go over it after a game and use their weight room.
So you guys would play and then you get into the weights.
And then you get into the weights after. I didn't like lifting before a game. I didn't want to feel tight. And they always said you needed 2 hours before. But I grew up in that mindset, right? I was a super skinny kid. Yeah. I graduated.
So you were hitting the weights after a 9-inning game.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Chest?
All of it. Yeah.
You did the squats?
All the big muscles. We weren't doing anything explosive.
Like, were you doing like med ball?
Yeah, a little bit of that, but we didn't know what we should be doing. I didn't know which hip moved better than the other one.
You were just curling.
I was just benching, curling, squatting, cleaning, like old school stuff. And off season, I put it down until January. Well, I never really stopped working out, but I wouldn't pick up a bat until first after New Year's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sick. So now the routine. So now, do you take
I
the?
wouldn't start throwing until after New Year's either.
And how's that? You get into a throwing program and you just.
No,
You just
gonna pick up
just
the rock
get
and
the
throw it.
soreness out and
just-
go.
Yeah.
Once I stop pitching, pitching's the death.
Yeah.
Once I stopped pitching in high school,
nah,
my
you're
arm
fine.
never hurt again.
Yeah, 100%.
That's where I feel a little sort of way with these pitchers, because to get paid in this game, you got to have sustainability, and the way these guys are just, they're chasing velocity because that's what's being valued.
Right,
I don't
for sure.
blame what they're doing, but how many of those guys can stay healthy to reap the benefit?
Rather than throw your arm out for an Instagram clip, and then the
And you
schools
never
come
get
calling,
paid, and then you got to come back,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
a journeyman, and you're
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to make ends meet, and you know. So that I would like to see, and I think we will see, kind of a cycle back to the starter being the draw. At least it is for me. When I watch games at night, I don't look up like necessarily who's playing. I want to see who's pitching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like last night, the Mets, for example, they threw a bullpen game. They had to, but I'm out.
I'm out. I'm not watching.
You know?
Yeah.
I'd rather watch
100%. You'd rather
two
watch
starters go at it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then see how and I try and manage the game. Like, who would I bring in? Why they do it.
Besides golf, you got any weird hobbies you're into?
Weird hobbies I'm into.
Like for me, I got two things I'm really into.
Well, I'm waiting to hear this. What is it?
I don't tell too many people this. Now it's going out on the internet. My two like closet things I love to like look up and like analyze. I love ambient lighting.
Really?
In like rooms. Like you go to a restaurant, I'm looking at the lighting.
Really?
Yeah. For some reason, like the way.
Like the fixtures?
Like the way things.
Like the actual fixtures?
like
I
the-
wouldn't
like
have went
everything.
with
Like-
that
like
one.
yeah. Like a good Edison bulb. You ever see the Edison
I know
bulb?
exactly what you're
the
talking
zigzag
about.
could be-
I built my. Hey, when I made
It's
it,
important.
I
You ever go to somebody's house and it's just bright? The whole place is bright.
I'm dead serious.
We could be in the best restaurant in the world. If it has bad lighting,
Yeah,
it
I'm
sucks.
out. No, I'm out.
It sucks. The food
No, but
sucks.
well,
think
you
about
can
it.
get
Think about
you
going
get
to-
roped in. You got to get the soft lights. You can't get the
But
daylight.
that's what I'm saying. Like for me, after 7 o'clock, if the top light is on, we got problems. There should
Oh,
be a.
you like being in the dark.
Not in the dark.
No.
Just give me, just like create the mood. You ever? I'm saying, but you go to someone's house and it's just, it's like a white, bright light.
Yeah,
For
like
me,
I'm at a doctor's office.
I'm at the doctor. Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
All right,
You know,
that's
what do you got in your
interesting.
fridge? It's probably a mess. And then the other thing,
You just opened my brain
no, that's
up
what
a
I'm
little
saying.
bit.
The other thing, aircrafts. I'm in. Any
See,
aircraft.
I'm out, and I fly
No,
every.
but I don't care about flying. I don't like. I'm not saying I like to fly. I like the mechanics of the aircraft. Really? Yeah, I mean, Delta's coming out with this plane. You got to see this thing, Mark.
Can they fix the air traffic at Newark so I can land on time once?
So
Nah.
what's your weird?
I don't know if it's weird. There's two.
something
There's
you're
two.
into
There's
that's
two
like,
things
alright.
I do. Number one, kind of building off your lighting.
Yeah.
When I had made enough money, where I felt good,
Yeah.
I always wanted to design and build my house.
Yeah.
I grew up as a kid in a small house in Carlstadt, New Jersey, and I was a dreamer. Like downstairs in the basement, those two closets were elevators into the core of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I was thinking. So when I got there, I got it on a piece of paper. I have trap doors in my house. I have spiral staircases that no one really knows are there. So if I need to get behind you at any point, I'm here.
I'll show up.
You're waiting for
And
somebody to
I
come
built
into the
it.
house.
And I built it. I took it to an architect. He had to put a few
Yeah.
walls needed to be moved around a little bit.
This scientifically doesn't work.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
We'll figure that out.
But I did it.
that's
So there's a
amazing.
couple trap doors that,
Yeah,
that
that's
no
kinda
one
like
knows
me.
are there.
I think the majority of my thoughts throughout the day is like stuff like that. Like when I get there, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that.
And then I like to see where teams made the fatal flaw. Where'd it go south?
Yeah.
Like what trade?
Yeah.
How'd they draft?
Yeah.
What do they value? Why doesn't it work?
You get in the rabbit holes.
I like getting in the rabbit holes of how teams are constructed.
Then how do you
From
do
the
that? How do
NFL,
you do that?
I just sit online for hours.
Scroll.
Go
just
back
scroll.
and look at
Where are you
drafts.
scrolling?
Yeah, I'll go back and look at draft boards.
Where are you looking?
What's your take on AI?
I haven't dabbled too deep into it.
Mark, you got to do it.
Do I need to?
Mark, rather than going out on the internet,
Just say I am.
just
ask
go
him.
on ChatGPT,
ChatGPT, just
give it a
ask him.
name, my name for ChatGPT. I call mine Chip.
Yeah,
He
mine's
calls his
TT.
TT. Come up with a name and say, yo,
And talk to her.
Chip, I need you to give me a full report on the last 10 years of the Dodgers draft.
Really?
Tell me what you
Yeah.
think.
And it spits
You
it
could
right
go
out.
down the
Spits
biggest
it out
rabbit hole.
in seconds.
Okay. Well, that's where I'm at. Trades.
For me, you
Deadline
probably
deals.
Like putting in the time
I like
yourself.
putting in the time. I do. It's interesting. You go back and it's like one or two moves that you're seeing it now, and it could change. I mean, it could change. I look at the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
And I don't want to rag on a team, but like, and it could turn around. But I felt like they had a window here to really go get it.
Yeah.
And they tried to thread the needle, and I'm interested to see how it plays out for them.
You know, though, what I'll say, we had them on the second episode. We had Adley, Gunner.
I saw
and
that
Towser.
Adley with the breakfast stuff.
Yeah. And the one thing that they got is brotherhood.
No doubt.
And I think, you know, me not playing in the league, I think that's really
It's huge,
important.
but you also need starting pitching.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, like that. My dad always told me. He always said to me, like, I love watching you play short. I love watching you run around and hit, but the game begins and ends on the mound. So whenever you have an opportunity to decide where you go, if you want to win, you got to chase the pitching.
Yeah.
So that was why I went to San Francisco in 2010. I had other options to go other places, and I just felt like Lincecum was in his prime.
How was he?
Wow.
He was
I mean,
He was one of my favorites.
There's not a
did you see
more
that? Did
tight.
you see that
Yeah.
face he made?
Yeah, he's special.
We got
He's
to
special.
No, but that was the most. We got to like play that back. That face was you can't.
He brought me a World Series.
I mean,
man.
that face,
like that's big.
It was
And
almost like you had another kid.
misunderstood.
I love that.
You
though.
know?
I love that.
I never seen a
feel like
city
not-
rally around a
Yeah.
guy like him. He was typecast to pitch there. I can picture like him taking him out on a Friday night in San Francisco. You could smell it,
Yeah.
and he had electric feel,
Yeah.
bumping. Yeah, he was fantastic. And then Bumgarner was a rookie.
Yeah. Right.
Matt Cain was in his prime.
Oh my gosh. You
So
guys,
I kind of
yeah.
was like, hey, and we grinded that whole year. I was hurt pretty much the entire season. That offense
Were
grinded.
you there in that perfect game?
No, Matt Cain.
Yeah.
No, that was that was in like 12 or 13.
And so Lincecum was that guy, huh?
Lincecum was that dude. I always remember it because in 10, going into the postseason, all the talk was about Cliff Lee and Halladay, and and I remember Timmy was like two-time Cy Young Award winner. Might have been back to back, and you could see it on his face, like the world doesn't have any clue how good I am. Now I'm gonna come to the East Coast and show you.
Yeah.
And he was dominant.
Who would you say? Because you just get it. Who would you say out of everybody? This is a tough question. Like the first, I just want the first name that comes to your mind. The dude you like, that guy was the best, different, every category. The first person that came to your head,
That I played with?
in general, that you've been around.
Brian McCann. That's right.
Really?
That's ride or die for life.
Wow.
Brian McCann.
I'd take a bullet for that, buddy. No. 2005, I'll tell you this story. 2005,
Shout out Brian McCann.
shout out
shout
Brian
out B.
McCann. He'll see this. I think it was 2005. I was with Texas, but I was still living in Atlanta, working out with a bunch of the Braves guys. He was a young Braves prospect at the time, and we were doing like this circuit, like 25 reps on the pull downs or whatever, and he was following me. And you know us, I see, I'm here, but I'm here.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And I'm watching him. He's eating his way through the workout, right?
Yeah.
So we go to
love this.
we go to Jason's Deli after to eat lunch, and I just looked at him. I didn't know him really, and I said, "Are you gonna cheat your way to the big leagues?" Yeah. And he goes, "What?" I said, "Bro, you did half the reps." He goes, "Okay. From now on, I'm never leaving your side, dude." That was in 05. It's 2025. We have been best friends for life. Yeah. And he never cheated another rep, and he became arguably, in my opinion, the way the Hall of Fame's going, dive in on his numbers.
Yeah.
No numbers on his show.
No numbers on this.
But
shit.
if I blind resume him with some other dudes that are getting in,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's incredible.
And we share this. What I do,
That's the
way I think
relationship
good,
you could ever have. Is that right
like
there.
the yin and yang we have
Yeah.
is impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
That's
But
incredible.
yeah, he's my favorite person.
Oh wow.
I mean, next to my wife and
Right,
kids.
of course, yeah,
obviously.
of course, yeah.
Shout out
Brian
wife,
McCain.
shout out kids.
Shout out
Which
wife.
doesn't make sense. He's 9 years younger than me.
But you know what though?
But there's like a little brother aspect to it, but a mutual
I
respect.
gotta meet
Yeah.
Brian McCain.
Yeah.
Just a phenomenal
Yeah, that's
human
amazing.
being.
That's the kind.
And
but
he
see-
loved it here. And I tried to talk him out of it because we grew up here.
Yeah.
He's from the South.
Yeah. Oh,
I had been. Yeah, he's from Georgia, and he you know, I knew him inside out, and I just thought, like, I don't know if this is his speed.
Yeah.
And he came up here during his free agent tour, and he came back. I'll never forget. He came back. I said, "What do you think, dude? You got other options. You might be happy or something." He's like, "No chance."
Yeah.
They rolled out the red carpet. I'm playing for the Yankees, and he loved it, but he had to shave, and he was miserable.
Yeah, that was tough. That was a tough look for.
Put a lot of pressure on his face.
Yeah, no, it really did. No, it really did. Really did. No, that's. I think that relationship of like, because for a guy like you, like I would say like we share like a lot of that similarity. Like, and that's why I love shout out Lucas Berg for 3. It's like that same thing. It's like, you want to go, motherfucker? Then let's go.
Let's go.
And that's like a bond that it's just great.
Yeah, it's an unbreakable bond. There's
right.
no question about
We're
that.
wrapping up here. They're gonna yell at us. We're wrapping up here. You're talking to Mark DeRosa at 12. Okay.
Yeah, I wish I could do that actually.
Oh, all right.
I've thought about this.
Yeah, you thought about it. We don't.
I
got
would
it.
have enjoyed it more. Enjoy it more. Don't put so much pressure on yourself.
Okay.
I worried too much in my younger years about making everyone else happy and what everyone else thought. As I got older, I let that go. I'm a little bit more secure in who I am and what I'm about. But in the early years in high school and college and grinding through the minors, man, God, just trying to please everybody.
Yeah.
Exhausting.
If you're a friend to everybody, you're enemy to yourself.
Yeah, so I would tell them it's going to work out exactly kind of how you thought, probably better. And that's the other thing. The stuff I dreamed about, it's better now. I didn't get this far.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so I think that's the thing for me. I would say enjoy it, cuz I just turned 50
Congrats.
and I'm looking at my kids like, what the hell? Where'd it go? You know, so that's the big
Oh
thing.
man.
Amen to that.
Hey man, let's all line up and we'll hit a ball on 3. See how good this looks, and then we'll be out of here. All right. Yeah, you're a legend, dude. All right.
Lucas, you got to count it.
You count it.
Count it, Lucas. 3, 2, 1, go? Yeah, 3, 2, 1. No. 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh
That's the
gosh.
best ball I hit today.
That was great.
That's the best ball I hit today. You see that?
All right, we're wrapped.
Whoa, before you go, do me a favor. Tell your friends, tell everybody you know that this is the next best thing in baseball. Is I'm going to be around this podcast, okay? I'm not going to tell you when I'm coming on, but I'll be here and I'll be around. I'll be in the episodes. You know, we'll post them every other week. And this podcast is one of the best things you could watch as a ball player, just a fan of the game. Go follow Ball 5 Pod on Instagram.